So, one of my favorite bands ever, Judas Priest, actually started putting out some of the songs that are going to be included on their upcoming album. And I was actually going to hold off listening to any of the songs because I like to listen to the songs in their full environment, you know, within the context of an album. But I just couldn't help myself. So hello everybody and welcome to a new video and welcome to my channel where we talk about everything music from death metal to Queen and everything in between. So I know this song has been out for a while already because YouTube actually recommended it to me about a week ago, but it just seemed to be the song with an image and that was it. So I was like, I might as well just wait till I get the album and look at the artwork and listen to the song. It's pretty much the same thing. But just now, YouTube actually recommended a new video for the same song to me, and this one actually says Judas Priest, the Serpent and the King official video. So I figured, screw it, I'll just give in and watch it. So come along for the ride. Let's check this out. Alright, so Judas Priest, the Serpent and the King official video. Let's go. Alright, so far I dig it. Very rock and roll, very 80s sounding, very like 80s Judas Priest sounding. Not so much the audio quality per se, but you know, the riffing. They're definitely playing some fourth chords. Some people call them inverted fifths, but it's basically like a power chord. And a power chord, you play the root note, the fifth, and the octave. Well, on this one, you omit the root, so you play the fifth and the octave. So it's essentially the same chord, it just sounds a little bit different. More airy, more rock and roll. Rob is killing it. Man, I can't believe he's as old as he is and he can still pull off these vocal melodies. That's amazing. Drumming sounds great, guitar work sounds great, and the bass is buried in the mix. Pretty much like it's always been in Judas Priest, but it does fill up the audio. It does fill up the song. It does give it some balls, if you know what I mean. Okay. Okay, so that's a modal change. They changed keys. So that's really cool. Let's see if we can figure this out. I mean, honestly, I'm actually kind of disappointed in the video because I actually expected a video of them playing and, you know, stuff happening, like actual stuff happening, instead of what looks like random AI images. And let's just take a second and talk about AI in metal. This is definitely a worrying trend. I don't like the way this is headed. I mean, imagery in metal has always been very important and a big part of metal, especially in bands like Judas Priest, where you had the whole, you know, studs and leather imagery, which really added to the aesthetic of the band and the metal genre. But now it seems like everything is just made with AI, and I understand it's a great tool, and sadly we can't really fight technology and its advances. But man, I don't know about you guys, but I'm getting oversaturated with this shit. It seems like every album that is coming out has got some sort of AI generated album cover. And album covers used to be so epic and awesome, and don't get me started on the artistry behind an artwork. I mean, I know it's faster and cheaper and everything, but musicians are the first ones to go out and complain about people not supporting art. And now they're basically just turning around and doing the same thing to illustrators and artists. And honestly, at this pace, soon enough, everything will be taken over by AI and technology. The only thing they can't really replicate is our art. It's the way that humans create and express themselves. So we really need to treasure the art. Be it music, painting, anything that takes talent needs to be appreciated. Otherwise, we're all going to turn into content-consuming robots, and that sucks. Anyway, enough of that. Let me pick up a guitar and let's see if we can figure this out. Alright, so here we go. Let's check this out. Nope. E flat. God damn it. Okay, so for this song you need to tune down your guitar to E flat standard, which is all strings half a step below standard E. And it sounds like this. Or so. Okay, let's try to figure this out. Okay, that's easy enough. So okay, so check this out. This is what I meant before when I said, you know, inverted power chords, and this is it. So the first chord we're actually playing is this guy, and that's actually a C chord, which is this. So what is happening here is that when you actually play the power chord, which is C, is this guy, you're playing those three notes, and that's the root, the fifth, and the octave. The octave is the same note as the root. So what you do now is you cancel out the root and you just play the fifth and the octave. And that's what that sounds like. Very rock and roll. Okay, so now it seems like he's playing the same thing. Instead of just playing it on A, which is the fifth string, we're gonna move everything down one string, so down that way. Down musically speaking, not down that way, but you know, up. So on the low E string, we do the same thing. And here we have another modal change. He actually goes to the fifth of that, so we're playing on E. He's gonna move up to the fifth of that, which is B. Always musically flat because of the tuning, but that will be a B right here. Okay, so on that modal change, we go to the B, which is this guy here. He's probably playing fourth. Yeah, just this. So. Okay, so that's kind of weird, but sounds kind of cool. So he actually plays that B. That's a D. Yep. And that's B, A, F sharp to F. And then we get to the chorus. Wow, that's different. That's different to say the least. There we go. That's a little bit weird because you have to pull it off to that open A. And then hammer those on, so. Right? So that's just a slide from the fifth to the seventh. 8, 7, and 5 on the fifth string. Everything's on the fifth. That's where you pull that off. So that's an open A. And then you just hammer on from fifth to seventh. And that's F and then E. And then twice on F, I think, on the second time around. So yeah, it's twice on the F on the first time around, and then F back to E on the second time around. And that's the chorus.
Wait for it.
Cool fill. Okay, that's very, very Painkiller-like. Okay, so he goes from this, which is an E again. Then there's a hit on that F. Just trying to figure out the chords first. Yeah. And that's this. So that's a D, F, E. Same as this. But because of the way it sounds, I think it's here. I miss those pinch harmonics from Painkiller. Okay, so that sounds right. That's right. I might be off on the positioning here. I don't know, it just sounds like it's up here. very Painkiller sounding. This whole track is actually very Painkiller sounding, maybe because of the drumming. The drumming is really cool, relentless double bass drum. Scott Travis just doing his thing. So I assume this is going to lead into a solo. With yet another modal change, which was really cool about the Painkiller song, because they go through different keys and stuff like that. Okay, so here's the solo, and it goes up to... F sharp minor, which they actually used in Painkiller too, so... And back to where it began. Triplets in the basement, that's cool. Awesome stuff. Well, you know, the priest nearly never disappoints, so... All in all, really cool track. I don't really like the fact that they're tuning down to E standard, but you know, then again, due to age and stuff like that, it would have been even harder to hit those notes had it been half a step, you know, higher. So, I mean, I totally get it, and a lot of bands are actually tuning down to D nowadays. Megadeth. And even in the past, Metallica. So, I mean, if Rob needs that extra half a step to just hit those notes right, more power to him. He is getting up there and he is killing it. Anyway guys, I really hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please drop me a like if you did. Drop me a comment in the comment section down below. And of course, don't forget to subscribe to this channel like a man if you haven't yet. And let me know if you agree with me that Judas Priest is one of the best metal bands ever. Top 3 for me, no doubt. And if you enjoy the content and you want to help support the channel big time, please consider becoming a patron to the channel. Little goes a long way and we surely do appreciate it. And if you've got a minute or two, please check out one of these videos. I'll see you guys next time. Pat out, metal on, dudes.